Hello, welcome to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I just kind of want to talk about Pisces and probably especially Pisces moon use their visions and dreams as how to navigate the world, to know things, to understand things. So, on one level, it doesn't matter what you say to your Pisces. If they're healthy and they're dialed in, they're going to trust their visions, their dreams, their spiritual connection, and over anything that you say, over any information presented with their five senses. And I feel like, so I call it going vertical versus horizontal. So horizontal people rely on books, they rely on what people say, teachers, gurus, symbols. They rely on their physical senses. My body feels some kind of way. I'm getting chills. They're relying on their body's sensory system. And Pisces, if they're healthy and aware, rely on an inner sense, a whole nother set of sensory organs. Um, so literally, it's like any of these like information gurus out there can tell me whatever, and I'll consider it with my brain. I'll consider it to pass the time, and I might get sucked into it. The pendulum swings both ways on the horizontal plane, and I'll be like, wow, and I'll give it a try. And then it truly won't work or whatever. And then the pendulum swings the other way. You dismiss it as false facts and whatever. Um, so Pisces is living in the horizontal and the vertical. They're like the high priestess card. And in my mind, the high priestess card is the equal arm cross. It's like the plus sign. But it's also three-dimensional. But anyways, and so Pisces is suspended in, I would call it, some type of liquid space. They're just out there. You don't know what up or down is anymore. They're like a point out in space with no other reference point. But then they reach out horizontally and they also reach out vertically, height, width, and depth. So, but, so I always get information on people when they enter my sphere because it's new. And those visions, those intuitive clairvoyant snapshots, are usually 100% accurate. And the vibes that I feel, like I get people's personality. As soon as they open their mouth, the vibrations, I understand who they are. And then, so I might hang out with someone, and then it's just an unraveling of things I've always known. So, and maybe this is with people who kind of have that sensory of knowingness. There's kind of like a not surprise. And so there could be like a calm dullness around your Pisces. Not exactly a rigidity, but just kind of and it's not exactly depression, it's just not that interesting, not that interested. And you might not be that interested in them because part of the excitement of getting to know people is the mystery. And when one person knows, it's not fun anymore. So there's a disconnect. Um, but anyways, kind of moving on with understanding Pisces. The other day I was reflecting on a vision I had, a dream vision. I don't know if I was awake. I don't know if I was asleep. I was just having one of those. Sometimes my visions are so strong, it's like I'm in a dream. Sometimes my dreams are so strong, it's like I'm awake. I can't tell the difference. Especially like with the memory recall, I can't tell the difference. If I was awake or asleep, if I'm viewing it in third person or first person. Um, it's not confusing for me. It might be confusing for others. So when a fish gets comfortable swimming in the waters, uh, they become really powerful. They're not little fish anymore, full of doubt. They're like sharks. They're masters of the ocean. Um, but I'm recalling this vision of there's this guy I like, and I would like to be with him. But I had a vision of a future experience if I walked down that path that him and his family would be making fun of me because they're not spiritually awake. So they would see me as shy and weak and insecure and dorky. Like, my voice doesn't exactly represent who I am. My physical body doesn't represent who I am. It's just kind of a cosmic joke of circumstances. But who I am is like, I'm at deity status. As far as I'm concerned, I'm connected to spirit. You know, I got like I'm plugged in, and so I feel like I'm drinking from the fountain of God. So with that type of energy moving through my mind, I feel like I'm on a different level, and I've always been on that level. And the journey of Pisces is usually they might be in an environment that doesn't support their creative, spiritual, and psychic abilities. So they kind of get put in a box, and Pisces has to unwrap that Christmas present. What they're unraveling is their own powers and abilities that they always had. So it's kind of like a remembering and a reawakening from a horrible nightmare called planet Earth, called being here. And so that's what's going on with Pisces, depending upon what stage they're at. They're unwrapping the gift that they are. So they're already masters, they're already ascended, they're already Christ like. That's why they don't really care about spirituality and religion, because they're already there. And however, I feel like each unwrapping story for Pisces is unique to them. How they get reacquainted with the divinity that they already are. From that divine state, they ascend into the higher aspect of Neptune. So, the lower aspect of Neptune, they might be people pleasing, they might be shape shifting to conform to their environment, they may not know, they may doubt themselves, they may be questioning, they may be kind of like lost, receiving too many impressions. But when they ascend on the vertical plane and get reconnected with God's source energy, the creative mind of the universe, the creative love of the universe, um, they know and they stand firm in their convictions. And the information isn't coming out of nowhere. It's not like you have to sit down and shuffle cards. They have a direct line of power to source energy, and they've always had it. You know, they just weren't utilizing it as an appendage to navigate the world. You know, because in our world, we don't like people who have that advantage of, you know, connection to the divine, third eye vertically aligned, looking up into the heavens, you know, cosmic eye looking back down, you are blessed. So, um, Pisces is the ultimate mystic of the zodiac. And so they access their divinity through connecting with God, through connecting with a higher power. It's not occult information. It's not knowing and observation like the Scorpio. It's not attachment like Cancer. Cancer emotionally attaches. They empathically attach. And because they're attached to you, and you're an extension of their own body. So if you move your hand, Cancer feels it. It's like they become one with you. They get in sync with you that way on an empathic and almost like physical level. Scorpio will do that because of the advantages, but Scorpio's ability is seeing behind the curtain because Pluto's orbit goes way far out. It's like the last outer planet of our solar system, and so it gets to view everything from behind. They got like the secret book on the directors. They got the director's blueprint on how the movie's going to go. And so they're tapping in different ways. Also, Scorpio is really great at analyzing. So they look at things, become very observant. They're like a surgeon. They can break things down to build them up again. Scorpios love to analyze and strategize. So part of their psychic ability, so there's actually two third eyes, or two sides to the third eye. One is like left brain analytic. The other one is right brain uh, creative visuals, dreams, subconscious. So it's like conscious and subconscious. It's like analytical and creative. Scorpio has all that. They are like, that is what they, in a weird way, I think Scorpio rules the third eye. Um, but Pisces is doing it on a mystic level. They're moving through dimensions. They get dimensional insight and awareness. So, anyways, in this vision, I know I'm going back. I had to fill in all that. In the vision, oh yeah, I already told you. uh, yeah, they were like making fun of me. They didn't, and I know that to be true. So, in linear time on the horizontal plane, I'm like, why is this relationship not working? What's going on? And it's like, don't you remember? You already know that these people are not awake and they can't honor your divinity. So don't feel bad. And then I was recalling one of my other boyfriends. My other boyfriend asked me to come live with him. And it was a really sweet gesture, and I totally wanted to. And I started fantasizing or future pacing, seeing the future of us together. And I had this like vision dream that I ended up having a room upstairs and he had a room downstairs, and we were living together. And then I watched someone leave his bedroom and walk out the front door, and I was like at the top of the stairs, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be seeing someone else and I won't know it. I'll be so madly in love and enjoying my experience of staying with this daddy figure that I would have not been aware of this other person in our life, this person he was sleeping with. So I declined the invitation a few times, you know? And then we broke up a few times, got back together, and then I shared my vision with them. I was like, yeah, I wanted to be with you and stay in your house. This house is beautiful. I'm like, but I see this other person. And then later on down the road, he confessed that he has to have multiple partners and whatever. And I was like, that's okay. I'm open. Uh, but you don't need to have secrets about it. Like, you can just say, hey, you're polyamorous. I understand. Pisces are pretty open minded. They don't need an exclusive relationship. Uh, you know, they might want it for a while, but then, they can get bored too. Like, Pisces likes to explore and have that independence to roam. So, so yeah, moving on. I was like, yesterday I needed a break from reality, and I need a frequent break from reality. I get too much sensory overload from everything: sight, sound, smells, people, the city, job, the music playing in the background at work is the most annoying thing for me. It's just monotonous, pointless sound coming out, you know. But, anyways, I felt like I was having a mental breakdown because I went on my spiritual walk, had my visions, connected to my angel, hanging out with my power animal, doing this all drug free. When I go on my walk, it's like the portals to the upper realm. It like cleans my third eye as I breathe and relax. And I was enjoying the cold air and just kind of winter's around the corner. The seasonal change was so great. And I was just letting go of the world, just letting go. And as I let go, I ascend into the power that's with me, my crown chakra and above, into the stargate and whatever, however you want to symbolically say it. My consciousness is moving to a different position. I'm like going fourth and fifth dimensional, and I'm hanging out, feeling good in this golden temple of fire, accessing the wand of the tarot deck, ace of clubs, whatever you want to call it, wands. I'm like, oh, I'm getting this. I'm hanging out in this beautiful golden light, understanding, realizing why I'm an Aries, why I have access to the temple of fire, and feeling grateful and everything. Then I have to come back to reality. And I was sitting on the couch and I'm watching some YouTube, and then I feel like I'm going insane. It was such a contrast to go high up vertical, then come crashing back down, then go deep horizontal into the matrix. It like ripped my soul in half. And I'm like, do I need to put myself in the hospital? So then I had to eat some food, and then I started to feel better. And then I had to go to bed. I was like, I can't. Now I feel better. I'm like, this is the day in the life of a Pisces. Their need to be connected with spirit is super strong. Their need to be multidimensional, super strong. And then their need to learn how to balance their life. Because, like, I'm like, am I like the biggest loser in the universe? Because I don't have these outer trophies. For my inner journey. Like my whole life is this inner transformation, inner reconnection to spirit, becoming who I always was before the world molested my mind, through interacting with unconscious people. And so it was like alphabet soup last night in my brain after being so crystal clear for for a while. So crashing back down into disillusionment, into defeat, the ultimate high of being in those spiritual energies, and then the crashing back down was a lot. And now I'm going to work. Now it's the next day, and I'm going to work to face the hardest thing in the world, which is life. This is Pisces. It's so hard. And so, if you have a Pisces in your life, can you please help them maintain, help them function in the physical world so they can be a deity in your life? This is what other signs don't get. If you become a flower, if you help be a flower pot for your Pisces, they will turn into the most beautiful exotic flower, becoming your muse, becoming your light, becoming your North Star. They will become an angel. They will become anything you want them to be. They will be unconditional love. They can be unconditional wisdom. They can be unconditional knowledge. They can be anything if you help give them those foundation structures of being human. Because, so it's like backwards. Everyone has this expectation list for their partner. They need to have a job, they need to have a car, they need to work to 9 to 5, they need to show up for me, they need to please me, they need to be a good human being. And then in hopes, when you get all those normal things, you're going to get the flower. It doesn't work that way with Pisces. It's backwards. They are the freaking flower. You need to be the good human for them. Provide them a safe space, something grounding, offer structure, stability, routine, and then they are going to water you. They are going to be everything and more. You will then ascend with them on the vertical, and you will be living the ultimate love story. You'll be living the ultimate dream with your Pisces. And you might have to help them stop being a people pleaser, stop giving their energy to other people, over sympathizing, because that's the lower end. That's the negative side of Pisces, is the one who sacrifices themselves, which is dishonesty, for others, falling for other people's. It's like, no, Pisces, you're a divine being. You go up because you have the keys to the heavenly realm, and you get that divine water, and then you come back down and you pour it on earth, and you ascend the planet, basically. That is what your Pisces needs to do. So they're spiritual beings. So I'd say you support their spirituality, not the bullshit, not the superstition, not this love bombing bullshit, crystal munching, uh ass licking new age bullshit. No. You support them getting back to their center, getting back to their spiritual connection. And then you're going to get the most amazing person that's ever graced you. Like, you're going to get an ascended master. That's what you're going to get when your Pisces is healthy. So it's like the artist needs its muse. Level backwards Pisces is the artist searching for its muse. But then the roles switch. The muse is just as interested in the artist. And then when Pisces becomes the muse, the object of their desires, when they actually become it, then they will inspire others, and then it will be reciprocal. So they are the artist and the muse. They are the saint and the deity. And so, yeah, really powerful. Understanding Pisces. Pisces, understand yourself. You are it. I am that I am. I am that. And that is being an empowered Pisces.